women always, never wifey's old ways. When they going both ways, hot nights and cold days. I ain't fucking no strings, me comfort, no way. I won't even bother.
Hey guys. Welcome to Under Review, giving it to you real, raw, and authentic. And we live with it. What's up? We got Jeremy to my right, and
you go, boy.
Hey.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In the house. Penn State alum.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
like
ma'am.
me.
Boo. We are. All that good stuff. Blue and white.
Yeah, whatever. But you know where my heart is. Go blue. Ow.
You be set tripping, man.
I went there to get an education.
You be set tripping.
But my heart is go blue. Tell us about you. Tell us your journey.
First of all, this is a lovely studio, by the way. I just want to point that out. Every
we
time
appreciate
I
it.
come to like an official spot, official with bottles and glasses, and
there
chairs.
You go. That's all you need.
That's
the
all
bottles,
you need.
glasses, and chairs. The bar is low.
Yes. And curtains. Oh man. Well, we have a mutual friend or acquaintance in Ivory.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I went to St. Benedict's Prep.
Good
with
school.
Mr. Ivory Johnson. That's my boy right there.
That's my guy, brother.
Lift weights and make money. That's my guy. Let's see. I graduated in sports broadcast journalism from College of Communications, Penn State University, in 2011. I took a detour before I got into podcasting and sports media, which is what I went to school for. I got signed to a record label. I was hip hop.
Let me get some bars right now.
Bars right now.
Let me get some bars right now.
Let's hear a sign. Run it. Drop the beat.
Yeah. Drop some.
Drop some.
Drop the beat.
On the spot. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it.
I don't want no Ocho Cinco bars either.
Have a moment.
You want some?
Yeah,
You want
I want
some?
some bars.
All right. Let's see. It's been a minute, man. I've been podcasting. All right,
let's
give you
see.
some.
I'm about to harmonize.
I'm about to go ham. Assalamu alaikum. Real life. Boys in the hood. I wish you could see where I came from. Cuba Gooding. Lawrence Fishburne. The block was hot. Now watch them burn. Yeah, they sell, but they never earn. And they go to school, but they'll never learn. Even if I had it all, feels like something's missing. And I don't wear no crosses, because everybody's a Christian. Christian Dior. Christian Bale. Christian Louboutin. Why you doubting?
He got bars.
I do this.
He got bars. I'll give it to him.
I do this.
We ain't even sip anything yet. Stop the track.
That's sober.
Hey, that's sober.
Okay.
Take a sip.
You said you ain't done that in
will.
like 6 years? That's what you
No,
said?
not 6 years. Not 6 years. I was in the studio a few months back, laying out some new stuff. But yeah.
That's what's up. So, okay. We talked offline. You were a pre-med student.
I was pre-med for a whole semester and a half, and then I was
Same.
like, you know what? My backup career path was broadcast. It was sports media, because all I watch is ESPN, Fox Sports, CBS Sports, NBC Sports. I'm just all about sports. Anybody who knows me, my core friends, they know that I'm a sports junkie. That's all. That's what it is. So I was like, let me use my degree. And after a brief stint in education, I was teaching sports media. I was SAT prep. I was substitute teaching. I was working with special needs kids. I was like, you know what? Let's make a detour. Let's get back into this podcasting. Let's get back into this sports media. Let's get back into this, what you were put on this earth to do, and that's talk and be interesting and find interesting people.
And spit them bars.
Spitting bars.
Sounds familiar. So you buckled down. You committed to sports.
Yes.
Did your research. Let's talk about these relationships you built and the people that you've worked with.
Okay, so well, you want during music or during sports? Because it's a lot.
There's a little bit of both. Since we talking about, well, I'm pretty sure since you signed your deal, I'm sure you have great relationships in the music industry.
Yeah.
So let's transition to sports. Like, who are you working with? Who have you worked with? You don't have to go into detail about projects that you're going to work with.
Okay,
But
Definitely drop some names, though. We want some names.
she went to tea.
He wants the tea, the Lipton. Okay, so let's see. Well, before I got here, I was on a Zoom chat for one of the podcasts I work on now, What's in Your Glass? No pun intended, with Carmelo Anthony. I'm a producer on that show and a writer. So I got to meet Mello for the first time tonight, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
That's awesome.
He was on a Zoom chat with Baratunde Thornton, I think. He's an award-winning author, very well read, very very popular spokesman for social justice and whatnot. So What's in Your Glass with Carmelo Anthony, that's one podcast. I currently produce and write for the GM Shuffle with Michael Lombardi and Adnan Verk. Both have worked for ESPN. Michael Lombardi is one of the most recognizable faces in sports media. Like
Yes,
you can't mention NFL or sports talk in this generation without Michael Lombardi. So I get to Zoom chat with that guy twice a week, which is pretty cool. Gordon Deal, he works for the New York Giants. He's one of my mentors. Very, very, very cool friend of mine.
Sidebar. You know he a Giants fan, right?
Yeah, he's a Giant fan. He's a huge Giant fan.
Yeah, Cowboys fan. Ooh.
I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Oh, that's why we're on opposite ends.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't want to say, I don't want to steal nobody's line, but messy. Ooh.
Listen, he dropped the bomb.
Listen, man,
you dropped the bomb.
we get rid of the ops.
Ooh.
We don't want them. Go back
Ops?
to Dallas. Yeah,
Ops?
carry it, go.
All right, everybody calm down. Go ahead, finish.
It runs deep, man.
Listen, I always took a sip.
I'm like this 24/7, with or without.
I'm 365, 52.
Especially
What's
with
good?
the shades on.
What's good?
Ooh, NFC East, calm down. NFC East, calm down.
Shout out to Gordon Deal. He works at MetLife Stadium, working for the New York Giants, and he's worked at Madison Square Garden for the Knicks as well. He's got an award-winning morning show. I was at his studio in South Brunswick, I believe, last year. He gave me some really, really good feedback in terms of how to get your foot into the business, how to make contacts, what kind of questions they're going to ask in interviews. And that was a real game changer for me, because not too long after meeting him, I started working with the world famous Harlem Wizards. They're very similar to the Harlem Globetrotters. They do everything the Globetrotters do. They travel the country, travel the world, doing shows, trick hoops and alley oops. I don't know why it's burned in my mind, but it is. And I was working for them for 20, and I still do freelance work for them too. When they brought me on board, they didn't have a podcast. They never had a podcast, and they just brought me on board to be the MC and the DJ. And I was trying to explain to them, I was like, listen, if you want to bring me on board, I can do so much for your communications department as a whole. Like, first and foremost, you've been around since 1962 and you don't have a podcast. That's a red flag.
Right.
So you bring me on board, I'll create one for you on the road while doing shows. And so that happened in June of 2019. I created the Trick Shot podcast for them. We've got about 12 or 14 episodes archived on Spotify. You can check those out. And so that was amazing because with the Harlem Wizards, it's like wrestling and it's like wrestling and basketball. So everything's scripted. It's a lot of comedy, but you got world famous athletes. Don't get it twisted. You got guys who can. That's on Dunkanomics. They're doing 360 windmills from the foul line. They're doing the craziest stuff in the world, but they're doing funny skits too with like The Lion King and Tina Turner wigs and wild stuff. It's a good time. So helping to live sound engineer, write skits. We were on tour. We were on an 8-month, 250-game tour before COVID hit. We were in month 6 in Atlantic City, and then COVID hit, and they had to suspend operations. But they had to shut down. But they're getting back slowly but surely. Meanwhile, I hit a pivot and I got landed with Cadence 13, which is all the podcasts I mentioned to you guys earlier. So everything worked out for everybody.
So let me ask you a question, because we have so much to talk about, like we always
of course.
do.
I'm ready.
But before we jump into that, your journey, right? Pre-med, similar. Industry, music industry, similar. Go back to school, find our niche. You found yours with sports. I should have done sports, but I did psychology and board behavior analysis, all that great stuff. How was that process, and what would you say to someone that's trying to get into this game right now?
I would say that, well, two things, two big things. The first is to network. You have to network. If you're one of those people that, and that's not just for this industry here with content creation, it's with everything. If you're one of those people that I don't like to talk to anybody, I'm gonna just do me. You might as well go work at Chick-fil-A. You know what I mean? It's not gonna work. You have to be visible. You have to hit the ground running, boots on the ground. You got to be in the DMs. You got to be in emails. You got to be out at mixers, at events, at outreach. You got to be out there. Because again, this is all about relationships.
Right.
You know, if you can't build successful and tangible relationships, you never know who you're going to be in a room with. You never know who you're going to be at one of these events with and shaking hands with and be like, oh, listen, I need help on a podcast, yada, yada, yada. Here, what, you got a card? You got a resume? And you'll get a call, you get an email that could be a game changer. But if you're at home watching Netflix, like, you ain't going to see that.
Or watching everybody else's content.
Exactly. You watching
wishing and hoping.
Wishing and hoping that you're making content. Yeah. So networking is first and foremost. The second, which is everything, this was another game changer for me, is words are everything, man. Like, speaking into existence so it can manifest itself. Like, I live by that. Like, when I was 31, I was still subbing. I was still trying to figure things out. I went to Amsterdam for my birthday, something I always wanted to do, something I've been putting off for years. I was like, let me go to Amsterdam with my homies, and let me just get out of America. Let me see a different culture, different vibe. Let me just walk around and just get away and hit a reset, because I need to make some changes. I go out to Amsterdam, and I come back, and I'm just like, all right, I know what I got to do. It starts with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Instead of blaming everybody else, let me look in the mirror.
You, right?
Exactly. Let me make some changes. So, but I noticed that my words, me just, because I got anxiety, I got insomnia, I got everything that the regular 30-something-year-old black man has in America. So my thing is, I found myself doing, especially in my 20s, waiting for it to screw up, waiting for it to mess up. Right. Like, yo, how am I going to, Ugo, how are you going to mess this up this time?
We can't do that.
I mean? You can't do that.
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
You got to manifest, and you got to put the time in.
Yes.
And you got to rock.
Facts. So,
right?
Yeah. So that was big for me. That was big for me.
Right, OG? Right, friend?
Right,
friend?
Listen, look at y'all youngins spitting wisdom.
I
Got the old man quiet over here.
Here we go. Listen.
He's so quiet. The old man's so quiet over here.
Listen.
I try.
It's so much in the NFL right now. My boy Russell Wilson, he hates Russell Wilson.
Man.
Well, he doesn't hate Russell Wilson. He hates on Russell Wilson. And I know he's so happy that my man's dropped 4 in a row.
You gotta be a Future fan, because
I mean, listen.
Most people that like Future don't rock with Russ.
I rock with Future. I rock with Russell. I think she's making it seem like I'm
dragging it a little bit, but
yeah, okay. He hasn't produced in so long. That's my only thing.
Is it all his fault?
It don't matter. You're a quarterback. It's your fault.
Okay. He's hurt, obviously.
Okay.
He's not right.
It's either Pete Carroll or it's him. This is the last year. One of them are in Seattle.
It's him.
He's going.
He wants out.
He needs.
Yeah, he wanted out since last year.
But even it's time. It's time for a change. Like, they've dismantled every part of that team.
Yep.
Right. Legion of Boom.
Gone.
Stripped.
Gone.
Right. That part of a dominant front four, gone. Right? That linebacking core, gone. It's only a matter of time before he leaves. Let Pete stay. Pete's what, 65, 70 years old?
Pete ain't going nowhere.
Let him stay. Let him ride off into the sunset with the team that he got in with, and call it a day.
Yeah. No, I wholeheartedly agree. I think that, first of all, he wants to go. He wants to go. Like,
he's since last year,
he's put out the feelers for a while now. Like, those reports.
He's put out the feelers, and he told the feelers, you don't have to be quiet about it. Don't be discreet. Go ahead and make noise.
I'm trying to be out.
Yeah.
And, I heard from my sources, I heard the Giants are in play. I heard the Eagles are in play.
Oh, no.
I did. I heard both of those two are in play.
Oh, no.
Go to Philly.
Don't do him like that.
Go to Philly. He goes to Philly. He's going to be mad.
Go to Philly.
You already know he's going to be mad if he goes to Philly.
Wait, flag on the play. You wouldn't want him?
I don't think we have the tools that he needs to be successful.
Dang, from one booty team to the next, I heard.
Right,
if you guys swap out GMs and get the right GM,
we've been saying that since 2012.
But your problem, you know what's funny is I'm glad you're a Giant fan. I love talking to Giant fans. I love it because your owner does a lot of things that Jerry Jones used to do before his son stepped in.
Right.
Like, Jerry used to pick everything. He used to pick the GM. He used to pick the coach, the coordinators for the coach, the players, the draft. Yep. And you see, I think his peak was when we went 5-11, 3 straight years. That was peak Jerry Jones.
Right.
I read books on this.
Right. No,
people that were in the building are like, oh yeah, no, Jerry was running shop.
Yeah.
He was running shop. And your owner, Mara, he's doing that. He picks your GMs. He picks your coaches.
Gettleman guy has to go though.
That's a Mara guy.
Yeah.
Every coach, Pat Shermer was a Mara guy. Jason Garrett is a Mara guy. Ben McAdoo was a Mara guy.
Yep.
Joe Judge is a Mara guy. You see the common denominator here? When your owner, who thinks he's a football guy, does football things.
You're a money guy.
You're a money guy.
Be a money guy.
Bro, you sign the checks.
Yeah,
do
that's
that.
it. And do it well. That's it.
Just saying.
I'm with you.
Okay.
That might be the only time I agree with a Cowboys fan.
So what you guys are saying is, what I'm taking from this is, I can own an NFL team and call the shots.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
You got a money guy?
You got a money guy?
You got a money guy or a money girl? Then yeah, let's do it.
I can run the shots. Sticking in the NFC.
Okay.
Packers, Rams. I don't want to say it out loud, but the Packers are looking like.
Can we talk about the Rams first?
Can we find some tape from last week?
That's what I said. I want to say it out loud.
I need
the Cardinals are the best.
I
I said the
need
Cardinals are the best team
playback
in the NFC.
every time that you want to go flip flop. I
I'm
just
not
need an automatic
flip-flopping.
playback of me saying my take,
So check the tape.
you saying your take.
I'm gonna stand 10 toes down.
Wait for the clips.
Arizona. No, I'm gonna say 10 toes down.
Okay.
I still think Arizona, until proven otherwise, even though I feel like we
What
haven't seen it.
do the Packers got to do to prove otherwise?
I know, but that's why I don't want to. You see, I'm. It's here, but I don't want to let it
Take a
out.
couple more sips.
They effing nice. The Packers are playing.
I
Well,
tried
right now.
to tell this lady that last week.
I
right?
know you did. I don't want to. You see me? You did. You're right. But I'm still Packers X, Cardinals X, because I would still pick the Bucs over all of them. I would.
I mean, here's my thing. Can we please? I want to talk about the Rams at some point.
Yeah,
but
talk about the Rams because they're falling.
We're gonna get back to the Packers. We're gonna get to the Packers, but here we go with the Rams. I've got like 3 or 4 homies that just came out of left field. You know, remember like Sting, how he come from the rafters, like back in the day in the 90s?
Yeah.
They came out of nowhere as Rams fans out of nowhere. And I'm just like, okay, calm down, y'all. You guys are in LA now.
Right.
Congratulations.
Right.
That's an awesome accomplishment. But Kurt Warner is not coming through the door with Torrey Holt and Marshall Falk.
The greatest show on turf is gone.
They think Oz Hakeem and like everybody, all the
gone.
boys
London
just,
Fletcher, gone.
Hey, y'all even in
Gone.
St. Louis no more. Like that's the best. They were caping so hard for Matt Stafford in preseason, bro. I'm just like, yo, did y'all watch football for the past 10 years?
You guys don't think he's good? He's a good quarterback.
He's a good quarterback.
He's a good quarterback for fantasy football. He's amazing.
Fantasy football,
amazing,
yes.
amazing for
Mention
fantasy
him for
football.
fantasy
Bro,
football.
if there was a Hall of Fame for
He would
Yahoo
be-
Sports, or I'm telling you, if there was a Hall of Fame for fantasy points, bro,
He might go in while he's still active.
exactly.
He's that good.
He'd have a gold jacket right now. But playing professional football in real life, that's not Madden. Come on, miss me with that. Matt Stafford, he's Pat Stafford. That's what Rob Parker calls him. He used to be at ESPN. He is all about the stats, and you know what he's going to do? He's going to turn that ball over.
He's been doing the past couple of weeks.
3 straight games with pick sixes. Where they do that at?
So now, now they're blaming it on injury, but this week, 13? Everybody's injured.
Everybody's hurt.
Everybody's injured.
This
So
is
they're
what-
saying his elbow's hurt, his back is hurt, but his back's been hurt since he.
He broke his back last year.
Yeah.
This is what he
And what quarterback isn't banged up right
Matt
now?
Stafford gets hurt and turns the ball over. That's been his career. Facts.
Every year.
Every year.
The Rams
Every year.
go hard or go home. That's always been their thing. I love it. And everybody was media. Oh, they're winning. They call them winners as soon as Matt signed the contract. But then you got Von Miller. You have all these people. They're winning. And I'm like, let's see. Because just because you have all the names on paper don't mean jack.
Yeah, you can listen.
Especially when you get the names on paper. Week 10, week 12.
You can be a well-dressed loser. That's what you can be.
Yes.
They have what's up with their running game? And Sean McVay does this all the time. I don't care what anybody says. How long has he been a coach? 4 years, 5 years?
5.
They be killing in the beginning of the season.
Oh, yeah.
And then, boop.
And you
Off the
can't
cliff.
blame it on Jared Goff this year. He's not there.
Right.
This is like their offensive line. They're not a physical team. They're not. Ever since who's the guy who was their defensive coordinator? Who's with the Chargers now? They're Brian Taylor or Brad Taylor, whatever.
Yeah.
Ever since he left, like all the swag and fire.
I think
left.
they're ranked 15th overall total defense coming into week 13.
Exactly. Teams know, all right, we're triple teaming Aaron Donald. You can't have that.
And they still did that with Von Miller last week.
Like Von, you're 32. You could go one-on-one.
Yeah.
Like have that, but we're not letting him get off. Because when Aaron Donald gets off, everybody gets off on that line. So teams are looking at that like, and their secondary. Okay, here's what cracks me up with Jalen Ramsey. Like.
He gets so tight.
Bruh, like, you're the number one, you're that guy, whatnot. Why aren't you traveling with Devontae Adams?
Devontae Adams.
Because Devontae Adams bought with a barbecue chicken. Just like in the playoffs. Just like in the playoffs. He don't want none of that. He don't want none of that. Like, the Rams are so finesse, bro. So finesse, man. They're like,
every year.
They're
the Pac-12 team of the NFL.
Yes.
I take that.
Did you take a sip?
They are the Pac-12 team of the NFL.
Put that on a shirt. Hot take that.
They all finesse. 100%.
Yikes, we gonna drink to that.
I'm getting that on a shirt, man.
I told you, it's a different monster when the shades go on.
I like it. Keep that same energy.
You said last week the Packers were the best team in the NFC. Right?
I said it, yeah. I'm going to stand 10 toes down.
Yeah. Record-wise?
Oh, boy.
No, it's the Cardinals are number one. It is what it is. But if I had to pick the Cardinals are number one. It is what it is.
But the Packers went in there and beat them.
I know.
Okay.
This is how she feels.
Okay.
This is not.
No, that's not how I feel. I'm just stating facts. Like nobody's talking about the Cardinals. The Cardinals are number one. When they have Kyler Murray, when they have D-Hop, they balling. It is what it is. We haven't seen them in a week, so it's easier to forget about them.
Low management.
Yeah, seriously. So let's see what happens when they come back. Packers are balling. Balling.
I do want them to play again in the playoffs.
They will.
And I want it to be in Green Bay.
But I'm riding for Tampa. I'm riding for
and it will be
Brady,
the same outcome.
And I need them to beat each other so Dallas could come through.
That's not going to happen.
Listen, you guys
we are witnessing your demise in real time.
Nah, not even.
In real time.
You guys play the Saints on Thursday, right?
Play the Saints on Thursday.
COVID outbreak.
And you got 18,000 people and fans are out. Yeah.
No players, though.
There's no players.
We're missing two backups.
No coaches.
Two backups.
Your tackles in?
Yeah, Steele's he's not coming into the season. He was the backup behind Collins. So,
okay.
So Collins is going to start like he should have been starting the whole time, in my opinion.
At this point, I gotta think about that pick because it's either or. The Saints lost 4 in a row. I can't. Ooh.
I don't see him losing 5.
Yeah, it's rough.
I love how everybody's healthy now. Kamara all of a sudden, I'm good to go.
I'm good. I'm coming.
I was just eating turkey, during Thanksgiving, but I'm straight now.
I don't see them losing this many. I don't see them.
Right. Well,
that's what I did with the Seahawks in Washington. Yeah. Well, I don't see Russ losing 4 in a row and boom.
Washington wanted to give that game up so bad too.
Badly.
They're just like, listen, we really don't want to win this game because we're really not that good.
Yeah.
But it's just that Seattle's bad.
Look, shaking my head. DK Metcalf. Every time I turn around, he got different hair color.
Bruh.
Boy, work on them routes. Don't get me started. Colts Bucs. Because I was about to go somewhere.
I see.
Brady didn't even play his best. I like the fact that the Bucs, they're giving me I don't care as long as we win. I'm liking how playoff Lenny, locker room Lenny, 4 tutties Lenny, whatever you want to call him. Lombardi Lenny.
Yeah.
Listen, the Colts were giving them the business.
Yeah.
First half.
Yeah. No.
They go in the locker room. Leonard Fournette gives a speech, rejuvenates the offense and the defense.
Ate some gumbo.
And they come out swinging. And you notice, Leonard Fournette has never been the type of back that catches out the backfield. Now all of a sudden, Tom is creating him into this type of guy.
True.
That's the Brady effect.
He makes guys better.
I love it. I only wish if they incorporate Rojo a little bit more. Be interesting. How much better?
He fumbles. He's
a little fumbler.
That's been his thing since
I
he got
forget
in the
about
league.
how he
Listen,
fumbles.
why incorporate him a little more now?
When you got
and have people be able to figure out that's what you do.
Right.
When you can feature Lenny and then start to incorporate him week 17.
True.
Right. That's true. That's what I say, coach.
I mean, their secondary is still too sus for me to believe in them, though.
Listen, that
It's
game,
sus.
who went
Their
down?
secondary is trash.
Who went down?
Like, let's keep it a stack.
I feel like, did Dean go down? Jamel Dean went down in that game?
Yes, he did. He did. I watched that game. I have to watch like 3 games.
Three players went down. I feel like every time they're on their way back to getting healthy or fake healthy, because they're hurt. They've been hurt since week 1.
Yeah, true.
2 minutes in the game, boom, somebody goes down.
But that's the theme with every team this year.
Especially this year, yeah. Especially this year.
And you're going to see it with the extra game, too.
True. Like, they need to expand the rosters like another 5 or 10 or something.
I think it, you know what it is? I felt the same way. Like, all right, add another 5-10 guys to the roster. But I just think between it being another COVID year and not having guys able to perform or prepare like they normally do, and then adding an extra game in that with those same constraints, I think we're just seeing teams take a little longer to figure out what the strategy is. Right. So it's one game, but that one game, right, really changes how you come out and start your season. Like some teams say, look, you know what? The back half of our season or the back quarter of our season is hard, right? So we got to win when we can now. Mm-hmm. Some teams are like, yo, we can cruise. Yeah, we can start off 1-3 and then slowly start to pick away and chip away so that we roll into the postseason hot. I think with the Bucs, they don't care how they win right now. They're trying to fine tune that formula. And once they fine tune that formula, week 15, week 16, week 17, you're going to see exactly what we saw last year when we said the same exact thing. Like, yo, we don't know.
When they fine tune it, I'm going to say when, right? When they fine tune it with who they have at quarterback and they see the Packers are coming back healthy after the bye week. Who do you see winning that matchup?
Where's the game?
It depends on where's
the game. Where's the game?
If it's in Green Bay?
It's in Green Bay.
It's Green Bay.
Yeah, I think if it's in Green Bay, I don't see Aaron.
You don't see Rodgers losing to Brady?
Yeah, if Rodgers gets the home field again, which I pray he doesn't.
I don't see Tampa's defense stopping Rodgers at home.
Right. Their defense, last year's defense is not this year's defense. It's like yesterday's price. It's not the same as today's price. So, I don't trust that Bucs defense. I just don't.
And with that being said, I'm starting to trust that Packers defense more and more every week.
They're becoming more consistent.
Yeah.
Because Packers have had a history of their defense being good, very, very bad, good, very, very bad, but they have been consistently good. I think
they've gotten over that good hump. Like now they're like their ability to put pressure on quarterbacks. When you sit back and you look at the per snap pressures, like Green Bay is up there. And that's what they do.
And they have to because their secondary is suspect too. Right. Because Kirk Cousins lit them up. Kirk Cousins looked like Johnny Unitas back there the other night.
Funny.
I watched
Not
that
Johnny.
game. Like that
Not
was
Johnny.
That was wild. I was like, because I had to watch that game for the GM shuffle. Yeah. And I'm watching Kirk Cousins like, yo, this is the best Kirk Cousins I've ever seen. He threw for damn near 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson, nobody on the Packers could cover Justin Jefferson that day.
Nasty.
Like like
you said, their secondary is a bunch of question marks.
Yeah.
I think it's going to come down to coaching. If I'm being real, every time those two play, or when Brady historically plays Green Bay, but he's had Belichick, so that's a different type of coach than Arians. I keep saying Arians. Ugh. It's going to come down to coaching. I really feel that way.
I agree with you, and here's why. Because Matt LaFleur, to me, is another Sean McVay.
Yes.
He's so overrated. First of all, you got your job because your boys with Sean McVay and you're white. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's call a spade a spade. Same with the dude from the Bengals, whatever his name is. He got his job. Same formula, whatnot. Yeah. So all this like Zach Taylor, that's his name. Mm-hmm. So all this like, Matt LaFleur, he's the next like Belichick on the rise. Miss me with that too, bro. Like you've been to the NFC Championship game the last 2 years. You got smoked on the road.
Knowing Aaron calls all those plays. Knowing Aaron the LeBron of the Packers.
Exactly. Then you overruled Aaron in a critical. The one time Aaron was like, "All right, I'm gonna let you make the call. Yeah. We kicking the field goal. I bet, and you lose." So. What's going on? What's going on there? So you said coaching. If it comes to coaching, give me the Bucs. If it comes to coaching, give me the Bucs. Whether it's in Green Bay or Tampa Bay.
If it comes to coaching,
I don't think it's going to come to coaching though.
You think the talent?
You think Green Bay's going to smoke him?
He's so nice.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't see him smoking nobody.
not smoke them, but this ain't college football where you gotta win by 30 to impress some people who have no idea what you're doing. You gotta win. It don't matter how you win. And at Green Bay in January, looking at the Bucs defense that we're seeing now,
barbecue chicken, bro.
Yeah, they're
Extra sauce.
Yeah. Like that front seven, they get so creative with how they, and you know what? It's not even creative because they line up in an odd man front, and you know they're bringing both outside backers. You just got to figure out how. Right.
But
You can't stop it.
Right. True.
But what Bucs team are we going to get? Because like I said, Brady didn't play his best, but they're finding ways to win. Okay. Buccaneers had more first downs by rushing than passing on the ground.
Yeah, Lenny was balling on Sunday. Goodness gracious. He was on one.
Tom has to get in sync with his receivers or his whatever it is. Like Scotty Too Hottie, even though like bounced off his finger, INT. Week before, Godwin, INT. Like that has to stop. If his receivers can hold on to the ball in crucial moments, okay. But you got AB coming back allegedly in 2 weeks because he was supposed to come back last week.
I think this is a good point on that. I think he's a lot more hurt than the people have let on.
Bruce Arians kind of alluded to that because they asked him if he had known how serious it was, would they have put him on IR? Because at first it was like, oh, he twisted his ankle. Now it's like he's having problems with putting pressure on that heel.
Yeah. Twisted ankle doesn't last 2 months, bro.
Yeah,
that was probably like a high ankle, like grade 4 sprain or something, bro. And they try to play it off. So I think, but he needs Gronkowski.
He needs
Gronkowski.
Listen, last year on that run, Mike Evans, Godwin, he has them, he utilized them. But when it came to that after the bye win streak, it was Lenny, it was AB. And it was Gronk. And
But those are your matchups, though.
And if Gronk can play like how yesterday he looked like Gronk of
$123, bro. Nobody can tackle him.
Oh, he looked.
Yeah, facts, big facts.
But he also matched up. I mean, you look at the Colts defense.
They gave their all.
No, but just in terms of matchups, not effort. Like that, as a quarterback, you're coming out. So I can tell you, speaking from a defensive player's perspective, right. In our pre-snap alignments, we're trying to hide our weakness.
Right.
So if our weakness is our strong safety against your 6'7", 260-pound tight end, right? We're gonna keep our safety back, and we're gonna have our Sam play a little bit off coverage, right? And try to bracket. Brady sees that, he adjusts. Now you got to adjust. So they're seeing, okay, that's a mismatch, that's a mismatch, that's a mismatch. Which one has the highest probability of success? Obviously 6'7", 260 versus 6 foot, 210. Like Gronk's not a slouch. He's a good athlete at 6'7". We're gonna take those chances. So whether it's Gronk or OJ Howard or any other athletic tight end,
they have so many weapons.
That's any quarterback. Like everybody would tell you, any quarterback's best friend is a good tight end.
Yeah, not true. It's true.
And if you take him away, then it's going to be a check down.
It's true.
So random thought. I'm thinking of all the weapons that the Bucs have that are actually working for the Bucs. Did the Rams think that's what they were going to do?
No. You know what the Rams tried to do? Remember the Eagles?
They think that?
Remember the Eagles a couple years ago? They had the Dream Team with they made Chip Kelly was in charge of the GM.
That ran that same offense that was so predictable, and they couldn't.
They traded away McCoy for Kiko Alonso. They signed Vince Young. They signed Jason Babin. They signed Nnamdi Asomugha.
Hey, don't talk about Nnamdi. Don't talk about Nnamdi. Hey, Nnamdi.
He's Nigerian, so I'm going to lay off him. I'm going to lay off him just for the purpose of this conversation. But here's what I'm saying. This isn't like Madden, fantasy mode where you could just pick whoever and just make it work.
Yeah, plug them in and they make plays.
Nah, bro. If you don't get them in training camp, forget preseason. If you don't get them in training camp at OTAs, building that bond and building that rapport with the quarterback and the team, you're just dropping them in and just hoping
it works.
And hoping, you know what I mean?
Throwing shit at the wall, hoping it sticks.
And with the Rams, this is why they're setting themselves up for failure. Because again, it's cool. You don't care about picks now. But all your money's tied up in Jalen Ramsey, really Matt Stafford, because you picked up the tab on that, and Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So God forbid one of them has a serious injury. God forbid one of them has a serious injury or whatnot. Now you're playing with those 3 all-pro players and a bunch of 4th and 5th rounders because you gave up all your top capital.
They don't have depth. The Rams don't have depth, and they do not. If you look at their players and the snap counts, they're backups.
Ain't it, Chief?
Get like 2 plays in the game in the fourth quarter. Like, how are
the 49ers bullied them on Monday Night Football? They bullied them from kickoff. They're like, listen, we're lining up and we're running the ball.
They've been bullied. They've been bullied a lot this season.
Facts.
They haven't beaten a team that's over 500.
And you hate for me to say this. I'm gonna circle back to the Titans. The Titans have slowly showed us blueprints on how to beat a lot of these.
No, that's true.
That's true.
That's true.
Even though I don't bang with them, hot or not, I give you that.
Listen,
but no, they have showed the blueprint on how to.
The blueprint for any of those NFC West teams, if you look at it, the blueprint is to come out and punch them in the face.
Right. They're not built. They're not built for that.
You're high on Arizona, but I think if you slug Arizona in the face first 2 quarters, they're going to be the Rams.
Facts.
No,
exactly.
I agree with you.
That's the Pac-12. That whole conference is the Pac-12.
The 49ers though. The 49ers is different. I think when they're healthy.
But they're not healthy.
When they're healthy, and their quarterback is a question mark. My brother's a 49er fan.
Because he's always
I get into this all the time.
hurt.
Yeah.
Jimmy G gets on my nerves only for the simple fact we know the boy can play.
Do we?
Question mark. Look, you know the boy can play.
I'm with you on this too because the quarterback win-loss record is a very misleading statistic. Yeah, you win most of your games, but your defense and your running game is healthy and official. You are going to win most of your games.
Do we know he can win games?
And you throwing the ball 10 or 15 times a game? Yeah, you're going to win.
And his number 1 receiver, who you kind of played out in the beginning of the season.
I didn't play Debo out.
Debo said, run the tape! Where the tape?
Yo,
run the tape!
Did I play Debo out? I just said he's not a true number 1.
He's not a true number 1.
He's not.
He's not.
No, I'm with you on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's what you said? That's what you said?
Exactly. Run the tape back.
Yeah. Debo's a very unique player.
He is.
He's out.
You know what? Listen, Debo reminds me a lot of Anquan Bolden in his prime. He can be used anywhere.
That's good. That's a good comparison.
Not Baltimore Anquan.
No,
Arizona.
Right. I was about to ask which one. Okay,
that's what he reminds me of.
Right. I'm with you on that.
So, not the Pac-12, NFC West. Crazy. All right. Big Ben. Last season.
Oh, my God.
When we were podcasting from home, randomly, hitting the ground running, was a lot of feedback under my Instagram post on how we aren't giving the 11-0 Steelers their due diligence.
Yo, where's my camera, Like, I want to break the fourth wall. As soon as you said Big Ben, I was like, yo, I was just talking about this.
And I said last year, yes, they're 11-0, but they don't give me 11-0 vibes. I'm looking at how they're winning those games. Then they fall flat, right?
You want to know what their record is in the last 17 games? I looked this up.
Is it like 6-1?
It's like 6-10.
Yeah, they're bad.
Or 6-11. No, I'm sorry, 6-10-1, because remember they tied with the Detroit Lions. They tied with the Lions.
They tied with the Lions.
Big Ben should have retired last year, but he didn't
2
want
years
to.
ago. Man, like 3 years ago. 3 years ago. 3 years ago.
Y'all going
2018.
hard.
He's washed like Clorox bleach. He's so washed.
I would have said last year.
Separate the colors and the whites.
But him being a competitor, I know you don't want to go out like that because the season wasn't how he planned it. But there's such a thing as holding on to a good thing for too long. Like, they're done. They have to make I'm sorry. I would make the change like this week.
It's on there.
Who would you put in?
Mason will knock your head off Rudolph?
He's not good, and neither is Dwayne Haskins. But listen, the season is a dub anyway, so you might as well just finish it out.
Right. Let Ben ride off into...
This is on
that Western PA sunset.
This still goes back to their front office, man. They dropped the ball. And Dallas, we did this with Troy Aikman. We did. Like, we weren't ready for life after Troy.
When you look at all these teams that had their glory days in the late 60s, early 70s, early 80s, they all 60s. But they all have the same thing.
They all have the same story.
The front office
drops the ball.
The negligence of the front office to prepare for the future because they're like, yo, this is who we are. This is what we've always done. Right? We'll figure it out when we get to it. Right. Look where it gets you.
Think of the 49ers after Steve Young. Think of the Cowboys after Troy Aikman. Think of the Packers. Like, the Packers got it right. The Packers got it right.
By luck.
And they still messed it up because when you think about it, you got 2 Super Bowls out of Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But just to keep it in line, like, again, the front offices, they're dropping the ball. Yeah. And they drop the ball with Ben. They know it. They know it.
I was
I don't know what
surprised
their plan is. I don't know what their plan is.
When they signed him again.
I wasn't.
Not at all. That's what they do.
This is what they do.
We just told you their blueprint. This is how we do things. This is the Steeler way.
Again,
this is the standard.
The Steeler way
standard
ain't
is
working.
the standard.
The Patriots would have never done that. They're not going to be like,
they cut everybody and their mama.
Right.
2 years before.
They don't owe you exactly.
Anything.
Yeah,
anything.
You thinking about starting a family? Let's get rid of him.
That's cool.
He's not going to be focused. He's not going to be focused. You're out of here. But you know what?
Thanks.
When you look at football and you look at these teams, they're businesses,
right?
And you have to protect, right, your investment. And your investment is not the players. Your investment is the team name.
True. The brand.
So the brand, exactly. Shame on the Steelers for not getting rid of Big Ben, or thinking about getting rid of Big Ben 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. For not drafting a late round pick and trying to develop a quarterback so you can make that transition easier. That's their fault.
Facts.
The Steelers' problems became apparent to me. Everybody forgets about that when Antonio Brown was like, "Yeah, it ain't anything here," and then it was just like
he was right.
Yeah, he was right.
He was right.
He said what probably was going on for a while, right? It ain't anything here. Juju, like all of them. It's a revolving door. Now you have Chase Claypool saying, "Yeah, we need to play practice and music and practice."
But,
like, bro,
but listen, but my question to you is this: How is Chase Claypool any different from Smith-Schuster? Any different from Antonio Brown? They're all the same. They're all the same character.
But in terms of football player, though.
Football player. Personality, they're all the same.
The issue is they're today's player stuck in an organization that's stuck in yesterday.
True.
That's the only thing.
True.
So AB's the only one that spoke up about it.
Spoke up first.
And they got rid of him. They got him out of there.
Because he didn't fit the mold. But you know what? If AB did that in New England or Dallas or anywhere else, it'd be the same thing. Because
they don't play music at practice, though. What is this, 1942?
But some teams don't want it that way.
Some teams don't like it. They don't do it that way.
The same team who had a TikTok star 2 years ago don't play music in the locker room?
I used to like Juju, too.
I used to be juking and all
on
that?
the field,
yes, I used to really rock with dude. But then when I start seeing that, bro, why are you going to the midfield before every game on the road in people's stadiums hitting TikTok? That's why the Bengals lit his ass up on Monday night for doing that.
So listen, if he wasn't doing TikTok, but he was still going to midfield before every game, would you have an issue with it?
I mean, but he's not balling. It's different.
So that's my thing.
My thing is you gotta be like everybody gets on T.O. T.O. like was wild.
But he showed up every single game.
T.O. top three, debate.
Nobody wanted any of that single coverage.
No debate.
You're bugging. Everywhere he went.
Debate.
With Juju, bruh, you're a number 2 at best.
Yep.
And as soon as you start getting that number 1 attention, you ain't built for that.
Yeah,
I agree. So that's my problem. When I saw that, like, bro, you're not as good as you.
Well, even if he was that good, he's not that guy to do that. Like, in my opinion, the people that go do stuff like that are your TOs, and if you're not a TO caliber, like if a Hines Ward did that, I'd be okay with it. You know why? Hines Ward showed up every week.
Facts.
And he might not have filled the stats with receptions and yak.
Right.
But he was a tone setter and a difference maker. But if you go in there to dance on a TikTok video,
Juju be like,
yeah, you're not trying to send a message. That's what you're not trying to do.
He tried to do that when they played the Cowboys. His ex-teammate Antoine Woods was getting ready to clothesline him. He hit a bow face as soon as he saw Woods. He was like, whoop.
Teams aren't scared of the Steelers.
No.
Changing of the guard.
You saw what the Bengals did? Did you see what the Bengals? Yo, they dog walked them and they danced the whole time. They made TikTok videos.
They made like 6 celebration videos. They had to practice that.
They choreographed all that.
They had to practice that.
It was hilarious.
They probably practiced 10. If we being real, that offensive line for the Bengals has gotten better since the bye week.
Joe Mixon's real.
Yeah.
He's very underrated. Joe Mixon he's right there with the Austin Ecklers, the running backs nobody really talks about. That can do it all. That remind me of like Matt Forte.
Right.
I was going to say Matt Forte.
He's been around for some time, but I feel like this is the year he's finally getting his due.
But he was behind who for a while? He was behind Gio, right?
No, was it Giovanni Bernard?
Yeah, Bernard, yeah.
What was it?
It wasn't
Rex,
Jeremy Hill.
Jeremy Hill.
It was.
But both of
It was
them.
like
It was both.
it was like a running back tandem. You're right.
Was Rex
Before,
Rex
right.
Burkhead there too?
No, not in Cincy.
I know he was in New England.
But before New England, where'd he come from?
I don't
I don't think he was at. I don't think he was with the Bengals. I think the Bengals was Giovanni Bernard and Jeremy Hill.
Yeah, they did have that running back by committee.
Right.
They did.
Shout out to LSU.
Yeah, the
Yep.
LSU thing.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
You taking the Bengals? You taking them seriously, or they're a year too early?
I mean, we're seeing a change in the guard with the Steelers slowly declining. So obviously, one goes down, one comes up. Are we talking about the Bengals being
As a whole, as a football team, or do you guys feel like they are here now, or they're like a year too early?
They're to me they're a year away. The loss to the Jets, they're a year away. You remember they lost to the Jets. You can't lose to the Jets and be like, you know what? I think they can knock off anybody in the playoffs. Nah. Miss me with that.
They're a year away. That loss to the Jets, I don't put too much into it. Just because
I feel like that was a one-off, like a every given Sunday
like
type
again,
of thing.
it's with everything that's going on.
They got smoked by the Browns too at home.
But
that's the divisional game.
That's the divisional
Yeah,
game,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
that's the AFC North,
True,
where
true.
anybody you could have all them teams be 0 and whatever, and they go head to head, and it's going to be a bloodbath.
True, but I think that I still think but for a combination of those, and I think Burrow is still growing.
Yeah, that's
Next year, Bengals are going to be a problem. They're going to
Joe
be they're
Burrow
gonna be top,
is nice.
They're going to be top. To me, they'll be top 3, top 4 in the conference next year. You could quote me on that. I saw this coming with Burrow because Burrow's real. Burrow's nice with it. And
He's nice.
And the team galvanized. He makes that. He has that Brady effect,
Right.
that Dak effect, that Russ in his prime effect,
Yeah.
that makes guys play better than they are.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that is hard to find as a
I wouldn't
quarterback.
mention Dak in that conversation, but
I wouldn't mention Daniel Jones in that conversation, but I mean that's neither here nor there.
He don't believe in Daniel Jones either. Sorry, Daniel. Sorry, Danny Dimes. Sorry.
Daniel Pennies.
Patriots,
Daniel
Titans. Are the Patriots the best team in the AFC? Yeah.
Right now?
Fight your mama if you say no. Fight your mama right now.
Oh, she talking big right
I'm
now.
talking crazy. Yes.
I mean, Dallas did go to Foxborough, but you know.
And y'all barely won. But a win's a win, so I'll give it to you. I give it to you. Barely. Yes.
Right now, y'all got it right now.
Yes.
Your defense is balling. Like, Bill is in his duffel right now.
Bill in his bag.
he's
Bill probably
in his duffel right
going
now.
home happy to his dog.
He's like, I'm so happy they didn't. His dog when his dog was on the draft in his share, I lost it. I was like, I'm so happy. The memes were too funny.
Yep.
They have a chance. The AFC
is wide open.
And we
AFC is wide open.
And we
just
know
like
the
NFC.
Chiefs. And we know the Chiefs are dangerous because they're getting into their stride too.
True.
You have a consistent defense that's solid.
Right.
The
And healthy.
a consistent quarterback, but the top factor is coaching. And we know Bill Belichick is the best of the best.
True.
The best of the best. So that's why I give, outside of being a fan and thinking with my heart like you always get me, that's why I give them the best in the AFC right now. Coming into week 13.
Well,
right
week 13
now.
don't mean nothing.
Because we got those long ass weeks. But I'm going to give it to them. They rocking.
We're at the back half of the season now where all the buys are done, right?
True,
Everybody. So now we're
Patriots
playing football.
ain't get theirs yet.
Yeah, Pats didn't get theirs
So,
yet.
all right, so you got to buy. But
Yeah, we gonna turn up.
But do you really want to buy going into this part of the season where chemistry, right, and cohesiveness is
That don't matter.
super important?
That don't matter to Bill.
It didn't matter to Bill when he had Tom
We had Brady.
steering that ship.
We're gonna see with Mac Jones. This is a really big game because again, the GM shuffle that I work for, Michael Lombardi. I think one of his sons used, and plus Lombardi used to work for the Patriots, so he's really plugged into that world. And like like Bill during December, this is when he really turns up. This is when those championship teams really hit their stride in December, whatnot. But the reason why this is such a big game because number one, it's in Buffalo. It's on prime time.
We turn it up.
The Bills are coming on. They play the trash Saints team that's going to play the Cowboys stuff.
Turn it up.
But again, it's in Buffalo's a tough place to play in with the wind swirling, the weather.
Yeah.
Like it's supposed to snow.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? I gotta see.
If Mac Jones can,
I
he can handle-
yeah, if
I
he
can
can
see if
handle
he
that.
can handle all that because Brian Dable used to work for the Patriots. Like he's the OC for the Bills. So that chess match between Bill and
Brian,
Dable, that's what. That I'm locked into that. I'm going to be watching that one play for play because I really got to see if Mac Jones comes in and lights it up. I'm like, Pats might go to the Super Bowl. They really will. I don't want to gas too much. But
and I'm not even trying to be funny.
That's real.
They know I like Mac. I didn't jump on his bandwagon early because I didn't want to set myself up for failure. I'm not big on Alabama quarterbacks in the league.
I'm not either.
I'm not big on Ohio State quarterbacks in the league.
He
was consistent,
Although
and I
like
give
Fields.
him that.
I like Fields. I do like Fields. I do. I like Fields. I feel Fields is gonna break the mold. Tua's trash to me. Tua's not a good quarterback.
I feel that way
Tua's
too.
He's not good.
I ain't gonna say trash, but I'm gonna feel.
No,
I feel like he's average.
No, he's a backup. He'd be a backup on most teams, in my opinion. Then somebody tried to show that. I think ESPN showed the side by side between Tua's first 15 games and Kyler Murray's first 15 games. Like, oh, Tua is on the rise.
No,
I'm like, bro, you don't throw the ball past 15 yards every week. Like, nah, miss me with that. Like, I'm not beat for that. Like, I don't think Tua's good. But sorry to go on to get away from the Pats Bills game.
Listen, I done lost my train of thought because we killing Tua.
We're on the Pats and Bills. We're still on the Pats and Bills.
Pats punched the Titans in the face. And I don't want to hear nothing
They did, yeah.
about how they ain't have anybody.
They don't.
They're not the same team without King Henry, though.
I tried to tell you that, but I don't want to hear nothing.
They're not the same
I
team
don't want to hear nothing.
without King Henry.
They had 2 running backs who ran for over 100 yards in that game.
That's true.
And they still lost. Okay? They was throwing 9 T's. They was giving it to us like, gimme, okay? We got J.C. Jackson on there. Why we nasty? We nasty.
I wanted to see the Titans. She's gassed. I wanted to see the Titans play a full season with. First of all, I love King Henry. I do.
He's nasty.
Dallas was thinking about getting King Henry. We worked him out and everything. And I'm just like, yo.
Don't you hate when you know your
like
team is about to get a guy and then they get somebody else? And then you're looking at that guy flourish? Right. I know that all too well because the Patriots do that to every goddamn body.
I promise you she's not talking about you, Nikhil.
But like King Henry going down, it changes the Titans was beating everybody. Think about it.
It changed their identity.
It changed their identity. Like when you get off the bus, defenders think about, damn, I gotta tackle
this D tackle playing running back.
I gotta tackle this cyborg 25 to 30 times a game.
Right.
Like I really don't want to do that. Like and nobody wants to tackle Derrick Henry. But take him out, it changes everything.
And it changes their philosophy too, because now you go from a run-heavy team that manages the clock and wears you down.
Right.
And again,
out of
everybody in this room, I can tell you firsthand, when you spend 60 minutes tackling 240-pound backs, by the time you get to that 45th minute, you're like, yo, I don't have much left. And that's when it's warm. Imagine when it's cold.
When it's cold outside.
I can't imagine tackling Derrick Henry once.
Yeah.
Let alone 30.
And don't let him hit you with that stiff arm.
Oh my God. Yo,
don't let him embarrass you.
He took Josh Norman's soul.
Yeah.
Like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Like
At that time, I was like, damn, Josh Norman still play?
I was like, you all right, bro? Nah.
But it's interesting to see. Game picks, guys. Let's pull those up.
Oh, you're gonna start in New Orleans? Because I already know the hate, like on that side. I could feel that. I could walk into a room and knowing somebody hates the Cowboys.
So we have this thing.
You felt that when I walked in?
Yeah, I felt the energy. Like, yo, F them Cowboys.
I mean, high key, low key.
Good.
Cowboys fans are wild annoying.
Yeah.
Why are y'all like that?
Well, it's twofold. Let me explain. And this is all facts. This is all facts.
Cue the violin music, please.
I know. The hate.
Here we go.
I'm not talking while this is on. Anyway, that's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
I was talking about this on the Cowboy podcast I did yesterday in Mattawan, my boy Chop Sports. Shout out to Chop. The thing is, all the big networks, they create this hype train for the Cowboys. They create it. And don't say they don't. ESPN, First Take.
They add fuel to the fire.
How many people watch those debate shows, bro?
I think y'all created.
Right.
No. How many people watch these debate shows, bro? Debate, the hot take shows have blown up like podcasts, bro. Everybody watches them, but they don't know the difference between sports entertainment and sports journalism. That's number one.
Okay.
So you got fans, Cowboy haters and Cowboy fans, which are annoying ones, that don't know any better. They tune into these hot take shows, bruh, and they think that's the Bible. They think, yo, Stephen A. said it, Skip Bayless said it, Shannon Sharp said it, Colin Cowherd said it, Nick Wright said it, so it's got to be facts. When in reality, they're just cutting wrestling promos. Like they're there to entertain you, but
I ain't saying Steven.
Like,
I ain't saying Nick. I ain't saying he said it.
I'm saying it. Where's my camera? I'm saying it. Where's it? I'm saying it.
That's funny.
Like, bro, but they, you see what I'm saying? They feed into that hype train, bro. And when the Cowboys lose, the Cowboy fans are delusional. Meanwhile, there's no fan of any top tier team that doesn't come in and say like, "Yo, we don't want a Super Bowl this year."
You know who said that this morning?
Who?
Stephen A. and J. Will. That was their debate. That was debating Cowboys and Knicks this morning.
And what's even funnier is Stephen A. Smith is a Cowboy fan. He's admitted it. He said in the '90s he was rocking with Dallas. It's on record.
Who wasn't?
He was rocking with
Not
Dallas.
me.
Who wasn't in the '90s?
So my thing is
Not
like, yo,
me.
bro. So you're on record. You already admitted you're a Cowboy fan. You love our owner. You love our past players, but you hate our fans and you hate the team. Like, miss me with that, bro. Like he's an actor, bro.
But I think that's
He's
how
an
the
actor.
majority of people
Cowboys
who hate the
fans.
Cowboys feel. Like who?
I
if
don't
you-
hate y'all.
If you were
The
a
fans
true
are annoying,
football
though.
fan, how could
don't
you
hate the
not
Cowboys.
respect what y'all did in the '90s? You got to admire that. That was, at least in my lifetime, that was the first
too.
legit
Mine too.
dynasty.
Facts.
Right? It wasn't like luck. It did it.
Yep.
So yeah, you got to be. Even though I've been a Giants fan all my life, I respected that.
True. And it's different.
But I still don't like y'all
but
fans.
But you're in our division. So like your hatred and your respect at the
You
same
can get
time
it.
is
It's
different.
But
I'm
when you
talking-
have other fans like Cardinals fans,
I'm talking about
like,
Jacksonville fans or Titan
Yeah, no,
fans
listen,
or Steeler fans
Right.
that hate Dallas. And I'm just like, we play all once every 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, why are you
Like, why?
are you hanging on all our games and saying that we deserve to lose everything? Like
Cowboys
you know
are
what
the
I'm saying?
team to hate.
They're the most popular kid in school. The most popular kid in school gets the most hate. He's also the most hated. It is what it is. It is what it is.
All right. So this is what we do with our game picks.
Okay.
We put it out there in the universe.
All right.
It's Wednesday. It's early. We let them marinate for a little bit. But we put it on paper, what? Maybe Thursday night, Friday morning?
Yeah, I put it on right before the game on Thursday. You know how I do.
Yeah. We put it on
I
paper.
gotta make my
like it.
calls, check
Yeah.
my sources.
Yeah, we have to do all of that.
Okay.
So no pressure. I'm gonna run it down.
It's never pressure when you pick winners, so I'm just telling you how it is
Oh,
on
we're
my
all
side.
tied this week.
Yeah, I had an
Oh,
off week.
really?
I had an
Okay.
off week.
Whatever.
Had an off week.
Patriots Bill. Oh, you won?
Oh, that's right. I did pick the Jets.
Clyde.
That's right. I did.
Yo.
I
The
did.
Jets
I
over
picked
the
the
Texans?
Jets.
Okay.
Yo, get out.
Listen, man.
Sick of him. Always winning. Sick of him. Patriots Bills.
I got the Bills.
Ooh, Pats.
Bills.
Cowboys Saints.
We them boys forever.
Dallas has lost 3 straight road games versus New Orleans.
We got Dak.
Who's starting for New Orleans?
Taysom Tebow.
I do everything except play quarterback.
Taysom
Well,
Tebow.
Hill.
Taysom Tebow.
Sorry, Taysom.
And it's in New Orleans?
Yes, sir.
I'm going with the Saints.
Me too.
Shocker.
Giants, Dolphins.
Tua.
Wow. Giants.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Mike Glennon is starting at quarterback. You know that, right?
That's fine.
Okay.
It's Tua. The
They're
same
in
Tua.
it.
The same Tua you just roasted.
And their defense has allowed 17 points or fewer in the last 4 games. Eagles, Jets.
It's at MetLife, right?
Yes, it is.
I hate the Eagles so much, man.
They're not about to lose to 2 New York
Eagles.
teams back
Eagles.
to back.
I don't think they'll
Eagles.
lose to the Jets.
And the Eagles are 11-0 against the Jets.
is Flacco playing? Because I think is Zach Wilson still hurt, right?
No, Zach Wilson played last week.
But he left the game
Yeah.
hurt.
Oh, he left.
Didn't he leave the game
Yeah,
hurt?
yeah.
I'm still
I'm not
picking the
sure.
Eagles.
If,
Yeah, I got
Fla-
the
if,
Flacco's up.
if Flacco's playing, that actually I think that gives him a better chance. Zach Wilson.
Did you see him last time he came into the game a few weeks ago?
Listen,
You don't even remember.
I
Exactly.
don't. They're both not good. They're both. You're asking me to choose
You
between
don't remember.
bad and very bad. Like, look what you're asking me to choose
Right.
from.
With a small margin of difference.
Right, but I think the Eagles' defense it's gonna be a nasty, grimy game, just like the Giants Eagles
Eagles
game.
game.
So I think even Eagles take it.
Eagles.
Okay. Cardinals, Bears. At the Bears.
At Bears, is Kyler back with DeAndre Hopkins? Well, I know DeAndre Hopkins is back.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. The Cardinals like to release day of. They think they slick.
They're inactives like
I respect
No,
that.
they
That's
think
like my
they
picks.
30 minutes before kickoff. They
Yeah,
put the,
that's like my picks.
Cardinals. I think Cardinals.
Cardinals.
In Chicago?
Yep.
Weather's gonna be trash.
It is.
So
Arizona
that's why I think
6-0 on the road.
Bears.
Okay. Bucs Falcons. I'll never go against Tom Brady or the Patriots.
Bucks by like 28.
Okay.
It's not gonna be a close
Bucks.
game.
Chargers
Oh,
Bengals.
you gonna say your pick?
You know I'm picking.
You gotta say it though, man.
Bucs.
We don't want listen.
You don't want no sauce.
Yeah.
No mix
Check
up.
the fine print. Nah, you say your pick.
Check the bottom.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Bet.
We need to get like a little closed caption transcript for the pick so we know because you do that a lot.
And in the asterisk,
What?
I make the rules.
Okay, I forgot about that part.
I'm gonna see this.
I forgot about that part.
The graphic at the bottom of me is gonna be long-suffering Dallas Cowboy fan.
All right, guys, we gotta close it out. Chargers Bengals.
It's in LA, right?
No, it's at Bengals.
Is that Bengals? Bengals.
Bengals.
Michael. All right, I'll come back. Vikings Lions.
Vikings.
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 Colts Texans.
Colts.
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 Washington Raiders.
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 Washington.
Jaguars Rams.
Matt Stafford.
Rams.
Rams.
Steelers Ravens at Steelers.
Ravens.
Ravens.
Ravens. 49ers Seahawks. Niners.
It's at Seattle? Mm-hmm. Oh, they look so bad on Monday night, bro.
This is another Monday night game? No, this is Sunday night.
Sunday prime
night?
time, 4:25.
I think
Niners.
Seahawks have won 13 of the last 15.
Yeah, but did you just see them, though?
I know.
Niners.
Broncos Chiefs. I'm going Chiefs.
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 All right.
Although something's telling me Broncos.
It's in Kansas City, though, right?
Yes, it is.
Chiefs. Oh, Chiefs. Teddy Bridgewater's not good. I know we made him look like freaking young Donovan McNabb, but he's not that guy. He's not.
Sorry, Teddy. But it was nice having you.
Thank you. I appreciate
Love to have you back.
Oh, absolutely.
This might be one of my favorite episodes. Keep it
No
real.
doubt.
Keep it real. Appreciate you.
Nah, I appreciate the giant hate and the Cowboy
Always,
outrage.
man.
Tell the people where they can
Always.
follow you before we log off.
Oh, for sure. You guys can follow me. My website is on the t-shirt that I gave you as well.
Yeah, I got a t-shirt, y'all.
YouGoBoy.com, you-goboy.com. You can find me The Bass Rundown. That's the podcast I work with three of my main homies from Penn State, as well as The Bass Show. They're both on YouTube, on Spotify, all the podcast networks. And all my music is also on you-goboy.com or on Instagram, letter after T, B4V. That's letter after T, B4V, all one word. That's all my music, podcasts, pictures, all that good stuff.
And if you're living under the rock, make sure to follow us on Podcast Under Review on Instagram. And you can follow my personal page at Miss Danache, MZDANACHE. And
You can follow me there too.
Yeah, Jeremy will be there
I'm on
too.
that same page.
Nice.
Later, guys.
Later.
Deuces.